I'm just too good at this game, you know? It's almost like I've played it before. Game crashed. Portal. Portal holds a special place in my heart. It was the first ever real puzzle game I ever played. Should I kill a turret with a radio? What kind of question is that? Of course I am. Portal has always been iconic, and it has even spun a whole generation of new, innovative puzzle games. Some of the great games today take clear inspiration from Portal. Superliminal, The Pedestrian, Stanley Parable, Talos Principle, and more. Portal's just fantastic. And now, it's really, really shiny. Just recently, on the 8th, NVidia and Valve have released Portal with RTX. This DLC is a free remake, remaster, I don't know what to call it, but basically, the new version replaces all of the original game's lighting and reflections with ray-traced ones. What's ray tracing, you might ask? Well, it's kind of complicated, but I'll keep it simple. Modern video games use three main techniques for rendering lights, shadows, and reflections. The first way is baked lighting, and it's the simplest of the three. Essentially, the video game level will have all of its lighting, shadows, reflections, etc. built into the level before the game has even played. Because of this, all of the lighting is fixed, so no matter what happens in the game, it won't affect any of the lighting. Baked lighting can be great. Because it's built beforehand, it can look amazing without a huge performance hit. The only problem is, since it's fixed lighting, this won't work for any real-time movements, such as a player's shadow, since when the player would move, the shadow would not. The second way is real-time rasterization, and it's the most common technique for 3D video games in the past. Rasterization actually encompasses a bunch of different techniques, and I don't have nearly enough time to go over it all, but in short, rasterization attempts to approximate lighting based on how a 3D object would look on a 2D screen. And it's gotten pretty good in the past 40 years, especially with the advent of modern tricks such as screen-based reflections, which attempt to create real-time reflections based on what the game is rendering on the screen currently. The only problem is, all of these are approximations, and approximations have limits. These shortcuts can often fall short of reality, and sometimes to an immersion-breaking extent. So that's where ray tracing comes in. Ray tracing attempts to actually emulate how light works in real life. Ray tracing works by shooting many invisible rays from either the camera or the light source, and based on how these rays bounce and interact with the surface, the computer will render the image. This creates very realistic and beautiful lighting. But since it has to make thousands upon thousands of calculations per second, it comes at a huge cost of performance. Hence why this technology has only started emerging now, where computers are actually now fast enough to perform all these calculations in real time. So why is any of this important? And why is Portal with RTX so interesting? Well, it's actually for two reasons. For one, this is the first ever ray tracing game that wasn't rebuilt just to add it. Portal with RTX is actually just a glorified mod for the original game that runs on NVIDIA's new RTX Remix software. All the new fancy lighting and reflections just run on top of the original game engine without any further modification. In theory, this practice could be applied to any other game. But the second reason Portal with RTX is so interesting is, in my opinion, far more important. Because Portal with RTX feels like the first ray tracing focused game that doesn't just feel like a gimmick. I know this is going to sound confusing, but Portal with RTX actually feels like Portal with RTX and not RTX with Portal. Let me explain. Over the past 3 years, NVIDIA has released multiple game modifications with RTX as the main focus. Quake RTX and Minecraft RTX are the two most popular ones. These mods look great, and Minecraft RTX especially looks amazing in the right circumstances. But the problem is, ray tracing wasn't added in a real way that meshed well with the game. Quake RTX feels as though ray tracing was just tacked on without any real thought put into it. And of all the games that could have really used ray tracing, Quake sure as hell wasn't one of the games I would have suggested. And with Minecraft, ray tracing was added so forcefully that it doesn't even play like Minecraft anymore. It just feels like a tech demo. Imagine trying to play Minecraft survival mode where all the caves are literally pitch black, grass is shiny somehow, and a torch blinds you. Neither of these games really justified having RTX. It just kind of felt stupid. But Portal with RTX definitely does not feel stupid. In fact, I actually think this is the way that everyone should play the game from now on. Portal with RTX just gets everything right. The atmosphere of the game is preserved, yet all the new lights just add a whole new dimension of wonderment and amazement. The way light spills through a portal just makes sense and it works amazingly, and the glass and metal actually feel glossy but not overly shiny. let's just deal with him first. Missed. Nailed it. But I think the thing that struck me the most out of all of this was just how fresh the game felt. After not playing Portal 1 for years and almost exclusively playing Portal 2 and other puzzle games, I couldn't help but just get that feeling of wonderment that I got when I first played the game all those years ago. Seeing the energy pellets go through portals and light up the cold metal panels as they went along, seeing the harsh, surgical white light spill from the mysterious observation rooms, and seeing that red glow from the weighted pressure plates on the cubes, all of it just felt right. And even through some of the weirdness of the shadows, even through the bugginess of the early generation ray tracing, and even through the multiple game crashes, even that looks good. Fuck! It all just felt right to me. Everything about this remix just clicked. It's as if this game was made with the intention of adding ray tracing from the beginning. Or maybe Portal's just that damn good of a game.